Welcome back to another episode of Game On, where we bring you all the football and netball from around the district. I'm Jess Gledhill.
And I'm Alex Mitchell. We're really excited to announce that the American Hotel has come on board. They're going to be sponsoring Game On for this year. We're really excited for them to contribute throughout the season.
Awesome to have Dean Oberon and the team with us. This week we take a look at the Murray Interleague players selected for 2017 and a look at all the football and netball from around the weekend.
Yeah, and we've got the weekend's fixtures brought to you by Little River Townsend from Tongala Junior Football Club. And we caught up with a few faces around the ground at the Auskicker South Rec Reserve last weekend. So let's get underway. This is Game On.
Well, the GVR was back for a second week, Auskicker taking on Benalla at home, and the Saints have proved they were a strong outfit again at the weekend.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, and about a 5-goal loss for the Murray Bombers, so a pretty disappointing start to the year so far. But they conceded 60 points from turnovers, another 20 from free kicks. That's really not good enough to win games of footy. But they did win the stoppages by about 16, which had been an issue in round one. So I think that's probably gives a little bit of positive energy. They might be able to, address those other issues like their ball use and, improve on that in the weeks to come. Moving across to the Murray League, we had an exciting encounter between Moama and Tongala, where Moama got the win by 4 or 5 goals, so pretty comprehensive showing there.
Yeah, Moama up by 24 points, but it was really only the first quarter that hurt Tongala, and I think it came down to their goal-kicking ability. Apparently the confidence wasn't there for these young guys, but Trav Edwards thought he had the solution, and it looked like he did. He took them out for a goal-kicking drill instead of that usual first quarter huddle. But actually, you were at the game, Alex. What did you make of it?
Yeah, look, they needed that little drill at quarter time to sort of loosen up a bit and get that kicking going. They didn't look good enough in the first quarter. They fought pretty hard through the rest of the game, and they definitely did improve after that drill, so maybe it's one to go back to in the future. But look, the stars of Moama, Jack Russell, Luke Dunham and Reece Archer were absolutely brilliant, and they were always in control of the game. Didn't really ever look like they were going to lose it. Jake Hare also kicked 3. He's a new recruit coming across from the Central Murray League. We had a chance to catch up with him and the coach Mark Lloyd after the game.
Sure. Yeah, nothing better than a couple of wins early on. Just get a bit of camaraderie in the team. Good to get 12 points.
Tongala are a young side with a new coach, and they're only going to improve. But to get the 4 points today, 3 wins in a row, we look forward to Moala next week now.
We got a fair bit of rain last night, so there's a few good patches there. Like the wings and the pockets were pretty muddy and pretty dirty, but no, you can find the good spots, and most of it's down the corridor. So
first half, I was really happy, and particularly when the game was on the line, that was when we played our best footy, so that was a real positive. Our forward movement was really good, and also our midfield, they were linking up well and giving our forwards a good opportunity one-on-one. So it was good to see Jake Hare. He played really well in that first half as one of our forwards, but there was other guys bobbing up as well doing a role, which was great.
We're finally getting back there. I've been overseas for a while, so I just got back, and the skills were back on today, which is good. Felt good.
Yeah, so far so good. So winning form's good form. So and the guys, no injuries again this week. So selection's going to be tough, which you want to have. So pleasing. Awesome.
Also this weekend, Auskicker United hosted Goulburn and they posted a massive win, 102 points there.
Yeah, they finally found their straps this week, I think, and they're able to implement a lot of structures in the game that Guy Campbell said they'd been working on for quite some time. A lot of goal scorers, 9 across the board. Nick Dennehy, Dwayne Houston, both kicking 5. But it was the development of the player that impressed the coach in Tom Witchell. He was able to kick 2 goals in his first junior game, which was impressive for an under-17s player, and that really sparked the Eagles at the weekend.
Yeah, it did. One of their star recruits, though, Lance Oswald, he went off injured pretty early in the game. We don't actually know what's the story there, but we'll see what happens at selection this week. I think they did slow down a bit late on, United, but it's good to get the win. You probably expect them to get that win against Goulburn. So another tough-ish test this week against Rumba, but they should be able to get a win there as well.
Yeah, so heading across the Heathcote and District League, the Cats again found it difficult to string together 4 quarters, going down to Heathcote at Barrack Reserve by 47 points. They only managed to score 6 goals in the game, which hasn't been a problem for them in the first 2 rounds, but proved difficult for them this week.
Yeah, it was only a 4-point game at 3/4 time, so it was anyone's to win, and Heathcote absolutely smashed them in the last. So that's definitely, as you said, something they've got to work on, producing a 4-quarter effort, across the entire game. They go across to Huntley this week. They haven't had a win either, so it could be a chance there for LBU to get the win.
Yeah, and look, but the story that stood out from the Heathcote League this week was when Leachfield Bombers came up against Mount Pleasant. It was a courageous effort from a lot of those boys. They lost a pretty close friend over the Easter weekend, and a lot of them come Thursday night were still tossing up whether they'd still take the field. Matt Perry was one of those guys who was a bit concerned about whether he'd play, but hey, he got out there, and not only did he get out on the field, he kicked 10 goals, which for any guy is very impressive, and went a long way in the 168 to 44 point victory, as were the efforts of Daniel Cohenberg.
Yeah, massive performance from them. Look, they finished the game with just 17 men. Listen to these injuries. You had Tim Lincoln, Blake Dye, Daniel Coates all down in the first quarter. Then Mitchell Bruns and Aidan Walton are getting the second. So look, that just kills your entire rotations right there. To run out the game and win it by that much, really impressive performance. Yeah,
a lot of those players are going to need a cold one at the Yank this weekend, that's for sure. Mitchell Bruns did come back on in the last when Steve Pretty come off injured, but he wasn't able to run, and it's unlikely whether any of those 6 guys will be back this weekend. And then we'll head across to the Picola and District League.
Yeah, we had Mathara getting their first win of the season against Yarrawea. They had lost their first 2 games by near on 100 points, and then they came out and smashed Yarrawea by about 156 points, so massive turnaround there.
Yeah, so Jake Allery was actually out the previous weekend for ski racing, we're pretty sure, but then he came back this weekend, kicked 6 goals, so he was a massive boost to the side and will be one to help them a lot this season.
Yeah, that's right, and it's that flow-on effect when that one star comes back, it makes it easier for everyone else. You had him kicking 6, you had the coach Phil Hazelman kicking 6, Bryce Bish kicking 5, so they were better than them everywhere, and let's hope they can sort of take that form and take it up to the top teams playing like that. We also had Picola United making a 3-0 against Berrigan, another solid sort of 45 point win there. It was a dogfight for 3 quarters, but they kicked away in the last, which is very impressive.
Yeah, I think Berrigan got on top a few stages throughout that game, and they moved the ball well, so there's definitely things for Picola to work on there, but again, they're a strong team and they proved that. So we'll take a short break now. Before we go, we'd just like to remind you to keep an eye out for the Riv team at your local football games, as we'll be hanging around and snapping a few faces in the crowd, which will be featured in Monday's lift, with the chance to win some prizes there. But we're actually out of Chuka South Recreation Reserve this weekend and caught up with a few of you footy goers around the ground.
My son and my daughter play football and netball.
I play netball for 11s.
To watch my under 17 and my husband running the seniors and to support United.
We've got kids out in the juniors from under 12 through the thirds, and I do the running in the seniors.
I come to the footy to support my 17-year-old, my 15-year-old in the under 17s for United, and I watch my daughter play netball as well.
The atmosphere.
Community feeling, everyone's supporting.
Competitive spirit of all the boys on the field.
The social atmosphere and watching the kids, always a good day out.
Seeing them have a go after that.
Well, welcome back. Interleague not too far away now, and the Murray League announced their squad last week. Squad of 34 players, quite a few local names there, weren't there, Jess?
Yeah, look, Miami's got 4. Reece Arcard, who's co-captaining the side, Luke Dunnan, no surprises there. We've also got young Mitch Eade picked, and new recruit Jake Hare, who's just come to the Murray League this season, so obviously a lot of confidence there.
Yeah, and there were even more when we looked across at United. They had Farron Preet, Zach Myercheck and Lance Oswald, as well as the captain Phil Hubbard, and Jordan Suter, who I saw at Tongala on the weekend. He's a brilliant footballer. He's going to add a lot to that side.
There's also local names in the under 18 squad, and that's Jack McHale, Fraser Verhey, Todd Murphy, Cooper Barber, Jack Russell, Jeremy Payne, Liam Ritchie, Noah Wheeler, Bailey Cox, Bailey Worsdorp and Riley Cowley and Jordan Godfrey, Mitch Stevens, Tom Witchell and Nick Phillips. So best of luck to all those young guys there.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a break now. When we come back, we're going to have all the netball.
Whoa. All night. Just forget about everybody else. So long that I felt this. And let me tell you, nobody's gonna stop this. This I promise.
Welcome back. Well, let's get straight into this weekend's netball. We'll start with the GVL Echuca Bombers going down by 3 goals to Benalla. Not the best outcome there for the girls.
No, it was a really close game, as we knew it would be. All day, just a few goals in it. I think inconsistency the killer for Auskicker as just getting the ball out of their defence and then just throwing it away with a loose pass and then having a little 2 minutes little stretch where you're going to lose a few goals there. So if you can get that out of your game, I think Auskicker's going to be a really competitive side this season.
Yeah, they've got a lot of young heads on the team, so I think as soon as they start to get that confidence, the rest will just keep building as the season goes on. On a more positive note, Auskicker United got their first win in the Murray League, beating Kingupna by 30 goals at Auskicker South. It was really a game for them to win, and they showed that after the first 2 tough games of the season, they've really bounced back and should have a lot of confidence after this one for the rest of the season.
Yeah, the attacking ends really started to gel this week and had a bit more flow on the defensive end as well. So all round a much better performance. Liv Bish thrown into defence this week, did a really good job there.
Yeah, and I think they had made full use of the return of Brianna Bookham into the mid-court. She really helped with the flow. But we actually caught up with Coach Al Florence ahead of their next game to Rumballara to get her thoughts there.
I think our matchups again will be key. Rum's a new side. It won't be the grand final rematch that we were all hoping for, but our matchup should play a key role in how we work together, and if we can put 4 consistent quarters together, we can definitely come away with the win. Obviously, it's really exciting to get the first win on the board and get that over and done with, so we're just looking forward to capitalising on that and becoming more consistent as the year goes on.
So also in the Murray League, we had Tongala, had their first loss of the season, but you knew it would be a tough game when they were playing Moama this weekend. We know Tony's a developing side, and they're going to be improving, and I think they got shown on the weekend that standard they're going to have to try and improve too.
Yeah, Moama got over the top there by 19 goals, and they've certainly set the standard for the league this year. Plenty of movement again we saw with the coach trying a few positions out there, and look, we spoke to Alicia White, and she said it's probably a really great thing for the league to have a team of that standard come on and really boost the competition and make sure every other team gets to that standard. We also had Georgie Crow playing her 150th club game for Moama, so congratulations to Georgie for that one. And then in other games, Picola United, they had a clean sweep, winning all grades against Berrigan. The A grade brought it home in a close match to win by just 4 goals. LBU had another win, taking out Heathcote 51-32, and I'm told they should be back to full strength this weekend. So a few injuries and absences already, but hopefully promising signs for them this week. And Leachfield Gunbow, not the prettiest of games, but they still managed to get the win over Mounts by just 2 goals.
Well, that's it for netball. Now we're going to take a look at this weekend's fixtures with River Townsend, a young Auskicker from Tongala Football Club.
My name is River Townsend. I'm 6 from Tongala Junior Football Club. In the GFL this weekend, the Auskicker head to Marutna to take on the Cats in round 3, and the Bombers should be able to get their first win. In the Murray League, Auskicker United will play Rumballara away, Moama play Mulwala at home, and Tongala will travel to Goulburn to take on the Tigers. In the Heathcote and District League, LBU are taking on Huntley at home, and the Bombers will play Elmore. In the Picola League, Picola United are taking on Jerilderie at home, and Mafara will take on the Denny Rovers away.
Thanks for that, River. Well, that brings us to the end of this week's show. Be sure to get out this weekend and cheer on the football and netball teams.
Thanks once again for joining us. Be sure to tune in next week at riverineherald.com.au, and we're going to be joined by a special guest, AFL Goulburn Murray Region Manager Martin Gleeson. So if you want to send through a question on our Facebook page or at sport@riverineherald.com.au, then please do that. And don't forget to check out our 12-page lift on Monday's Riv.
But before we go, we have footage sent through by Miriam Rummage of the Auskicker United Blue under-12s running out in wet and slippery conditions on Friday night.